Alright, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. Alright, man. Peep game. Alright, man. Just saw an article on Boxing Scene. Shout out to Boxing Scene. Alright, Keith Thurman is really beginning to look worse and worse by the minute. Now, as you guys know, Keith Thurman plans to return to the ring real soon. Keith Thurman has not named his next opponent. Most people was believing that it would be Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas is a solid fighter. It would have been a good scrap, a good test for Keith Thurman to see where Keith Thurman is, since he's had a long layoff since defeating Danny Garcia last March. Okay, well now they're saying that Keith Thurman's next opponent may not even be a top 10 welterweight. So basically they are looking to just pull Joe Nobody for Keith Thurman to fight. And it's unfortunate for Keith Thurman that Keith Thurman's stature as a top 10 fighter is decreasing by the second. It's very unfortunate. I like Keith Thurman as a fighter. I respect him as a fighter, but over the last year, Keith Thurman has just been on some punk shit, some diva shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with Keith Thurman. And his fans just can't make excuses for him. I don't want to hear about what this person did and what that person did. We talked about Keith Thurman. We're talking about what Keith Thurman is doing. Keith Thurman has made it very clear that he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence, after saying that if Errol Spence got a strap and all that type of shit, he would consider fighting him. Errol Spence has a strap, and Keith Thurman is not interested in fighting him. It doesn't even seem to me like Keith Thurman is interested in a Sean Porter rematch. Keith Thurman has said, okay, give me 2 tune-up fights, and then I'll be ready for Errol Spence. And that fight will happen. Well, I'm really starting not to believe any fucking thing that comes out of Keith Thurman's mouth. Keith Thurman has been really disappointing with his behavior and his actions on how he's treated basically the sport of boxing. So we don't know what's going on with Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman ain't looking too good right about now. He just isn't, man. He just on some bullshit, and it's the way he's represented himself over the last year ain't been a good look. It literally seems like he damn near pisses on himself whenever he's in the same room with Errol Spence. And that's just not how a champion conducts himself. You know, he doesn't seem interested in fighting Errol Spence. He says he'll fight him in 2 fights, but I don't believe him. I think Keith Thurman is going to find a way not to fight Errol Spence. Either miraculously he'll get another injury and say he needs 6 months off after these next 2 fights. He will try to find a way not to fight Errol Spence. Until I see an actual press conference with Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, then I don't believe nothing homeboy got to say. And that's just the bottom line. I'm out.